You are driving home, minding your own business, when those dreaded lights flash from behind. What you say next can cost you your freedom. Police aren't trying to help you, they're gathering evidence. And they have 5 questions they hope you will answer wrong. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal these 5 critical questions and exactly how to respond or not respond to protect yourself nationwide. Stay tuned because this knowledge is your best defense. Question 1. Do you know why I pulled you over? This is a classic opener. The officer wants you to admit guilt, even if it was just, I was going a little too fast. Don't give them ammunition. They know why they pulled you over, but they're hoping that you admit on their body cam what they saw, plus maybe some extra stuff, just in case they were wrong, or their body cam doesn't show exactly what they thought. Don't fall for that trap. Your best response is a simple and neutral, no, officer, I do not. If you genuinely do know, it's still best not to say anything beyond providing your license and registration. Remember, they're not asking to inform you, they're asking to investigate you. Any admission you make can be used in court, turning a warning into a ticket or even worse. In most states, you are required to provide your license, registration, proof of insurance. Beyond that, you have the right to remain silent. A lot of people ask me, hey Mark, do you have to give them your documents? Can you just put them on the window? Look at your state law. In Indiana, it says you have to provide them either your name, date of birth, and address, or your driver's license, but it doesn't specifically say you have to hand it over. But if you don't hand it over, it's going to be kind of weird. So look at your state law, figure out what you have to do, but almost universally, you have to have a driver's license to operate a vehicle in the states, and you have to give that information to an officer if they pull you over for a traffic violation. Question 2, where are you coming from? Or any kind of small talk. Police officers are trained to build rapport to try to get you to talk. Harmless questions like, how was your night? Or, where are you headed to? Are designed to make you feel comfortable so that you volunteer information. If you mention coming from a bar, well, even if you've only had 1 drink, you've given them probable cause to escalate their stop into a DUI investigation. Instead of answering personal questions, politely say to the officer, I prefer not to answer any questions without my attorney present. Or you can just say, I plead the 5th. That's what I would do. I plead the 5th. I love saying that. You don't need to be rude, but you also don't need to over-explain or justify your silence. Remember, simply saying, I remain silent, is a powerful legal protection. Even a seemingly innocent detail can connect you to something they're looking for, or turn a minor stop into a prolonged investigation. Keep your answers factual and limited to identifying information. Question 3, have you had anything to drink tonight? Any drugs in the vehicle? The variation of those two. This is a direct interrogation, and any answer other than a firm assertion of your rights can be used to incriminate you. Even the just 1 beer officer can be enough for them to proceed to a DUI investigation. Do not confess to consuming alcohol or drugs. Your best response here is to invoke your 5th Amendment right against self-incrimination. Simply state, officer, I am exercising my 5th Amendment right to remain silent. Remember, the police are not your friends in this situation. Their job is to find evidence to prosecute you. Don't make their job easier by talking. And even if you haven't consumed anything, admitting to being somewhere like a bar can give them reasonable suspicion they need to prolong the stop. Stick to invoking your rights. Make it simple. Question number 4, anything illegal in the vehicle? And then the follow-up, well, then you wouldn't mind me searching, right? This is perhaps the most common trap. An officer phrases it as almost making you feel guilty if you don't agree to let them search the vehicle. When they start asking this question, anything illegal in the vehicle? Simply state, I plead the 5th, I do not consent to a search. There's no question about whether or not you agreed to a search. Anything illegal in the vehicle? No. Then you wouldn't mind if I took a look, right? You answer yes or no, the officer can interpret that as giving him permission. So don't play their games. I plead the 5th, I do not consent to any searches. Say it just like that. Do not agree to let the officer search your vehicle. Even if you think you have nothing to hide, you don't know every single thing in your car. You don't. Have you ever left your car alone when you went inside, parked outside your house? People could have been in it. People could have put something in there. Don't agree to let the police search your car. Just don't. Just don't. I've seen too many bad things happen. People let their friends have their car for the evening. People pick up people they don't know. People let their friends borrow. People get a rental car. You never know everything in your car. Don't put yourself through the heartache of letting police just search. Just don't do it. Again, never give consent to search your vehicle, your person, or your belongings. Instead, firmly and politely state, officer, I do not consent to any searches. Repeat as necessary to the officer. Without your consent to search your vehicle, they're going to need a warrant or one of the extremely narrow exceptions to the warrant requirement. Don't do their job for them. Do not consent to searches. Now, if they search anyway, do not physically resist. Simply state, I am not consenting to the search, and if you can, record the interaction with the police. You can use that to challenge an illegal search later in court. Be super careful with recording. You don't want the officer to say they thought you were drawing something you shouldn't have been, but try your best to record if they are searching your car, especially if you tell them you do not agree to the search. Question 5, will you perform some field sobriety tests? Field sobriety tests, like walking a straight line or standing on one leg, are not designed for you to pass. They are highly subjective, and even sober individuals often fail due to nervousness, physical limitations, or imperfect execution. That means the officer is not telling you how to do it correctly. Now, the law in every state varies. You have to research this, but in lots of states, including Indiana, there are no penalties for not doing the field sobriety test, what I call the stupid human tricks. Eye test, one leg, walking straight line. There's no penalty for simply saying, I do not want to do those, or I do not consent to them. But you have to check your state law because states are allowed to have different laws regarding the field sobriety test. I'm not talking about the breath test. I'm talking about standing on one leg, walk and turn, or the eye test, or the whatever test they try to do, the finger to tips to thumb, which is not standardized, or the backwards counting. Try counting backwards. It's ridiculous. Someone's going to fail that one. If an officer asked me to do the field sobriety test, I would politely say, Officer, I'm not intoxicated and I will not be performing any field sobriety test today. That's what I would say. If you're not comfortable saying that, you can simply say, I do not consent, or I plead the fifth. Now, the officers might threaten to arrest you, but this is often a scare tactic. They need reasonable suspicion of impairment to request these tests, and refusing them does not automatically provide grounds for arrest itself. Now, again, check the laws in your state for the problems or the legalities of refusing the field sobriety test. Now, in many states, including Indiana, refusing to perform these tests is a smart move that removes a crucial piece of subjective evidence that could be used against you in court. Remember, every action you take is being observed and recorded. So I promised 5 things, but hey, I'm a giver. I'm going to give you more. We have a bonus tactic. Beyond these 5 questions, the most powerful tool you have is your right to remain silent. Police will try to prolong the stop, hoping you slip up. Don't. Once the police have your documents, you can ask, Officer, am I free to leave? If they say yes, calmly drive away. If they say no, ask, am I being detained? This forces them to articulate a legal reason for holding you, and it starts the clock on prolonging the stop. Police cannot indefinitely prolong a traffic stop without developing new reasonable suspicion or probable cause. Knowing when you can legally leave helps prevent fishing expeditions. Bonus tactic number 2, you have a legal right to record police interactions in public, and a traffic stop is a public place. This provides an objective record of what happened and can deter misconduct by police officers. Inform the officer that you're recording. Officer, I am recording this interaction. Keep your phone visible and do not make sudden movements that could be misinterpreted by the officer. Police cannot demand that you stop recording, delete footage, or seize your phone without a warrant. If they attempt to, politely but firmly state your rights and continue recording if safe to do so. Bonus tactic number 3. It's easy to get emotional during a traffic stop, but staying calm is paramount. Do not argue, don't yell, or become physically resistant. This can only escalate the situation and lead to additional charges. If an officer decides to arrest you or search your vehicle despite your clear refusal, cooperate physically but continue to verbally state that you do not consent. The time to fight these battles is in court, not at the side of the road. An experienced criminal defense attorney can file motions to suppress illegally obtained evidence, potentially leading to your case being dismissed. Any evidence gathered during an unlawful search or detention might be thrown out. Your actions at a traffic stop are critical. Knowing these 5 questions and your fundamental rights can save you immense time, stress, and legal trouble. Don't let a traffic stop turn into a nightmare. Arm yourself with knowledge. Now, if you've watched this video this far, you must like me. Come on, like the video, subscribe to my channel, but most importantly, leave me a comment. I love nice comments. Hey, Mark, great video. I love it. You don't leave a mean comment. I don't agree with you on this. Try to be civil, though. Come on, you don't gotta be mean. Now, one of the things people are commenting lately on is that I remind them of Joe Pesci or Turtle from Entourage, and now a new one that's just appeared, Tuco from Breaking Bad. If you have nothing else to leave a comment about, let me know which character you think I remind you of. Again, Tuco, Turtle, or Joe Pesci. I like all 3. They're all good people. I like them. Now, if you've been charged with a crime in Indiana, give me a call, 317-632-3642. But most importantly, remember to always plead the fifth.